Hello, it's Bruce Harbison, and for this week's discussion, why does confession seem difficult? The first question was, if God has already forgiven us of our sins through the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, why then do we still need to confess our sins to Him? Well, watching the video when Robert Morris, why do I need to confess? He read from chapters 9:14, and at the end of it, it says, "Cleanse your conscience or of dead works." So that's one of the reasons we would uh, confess our sins, is so that we can clear our conscience and do God's work rightfully and with strength, and rather than do what he explained as a dead work, which was you you're still given the message, but it's not necessarily alive in you. Now, at the end of my Bible, the NIV version, it says, "Cleanse our conscience from the acts that lead to death, so that we may serve the living God." So if we're doing dead acts, how can we be honestly and truthfully serving God? The next question was also, why does the Bible teach us to confess our sins to one another? And that's reading from James 5:16. We confess to be healed, as prayer of the righteous is a powerful thing, is what the verse read in my Bible, which to me is, we confess to each other so that someone can pray over us other than ourselves, which will help give us more strength to fight whatever the sin is, if it's a repeatable sin that you've been going through, or you can just continue to have them pray to help cleanse you of that sin. The next one was, name 2 through 4 reasons why we tend to avoid public or small group confession. In the book we read, it was telling us fear, judgment, pride. However, I have my own version of from when I was little, not so much now as I understand the Bible more. But when I was a younger child and get forgiving, I remember reading a story or listening to the story in church and it had a number of that Jesus said, "Forgive this many times," And as a younger person, I didn't really want to come to confession unless I felt I committed a grave sin, because I was like, oh, if I confess and I reach this number, I'm not going to be forgiven anymore. So sometimes people misunderstand things, but I was a young kid at the time. The next question was, who would you more than likely confess to with ease? Well, for me, that would probably be a close Christian friend I grew up with, who you've already told a lot of secrets and you can trust, or to the pastor himself. As you know, most pastors are not allowed to tell anybody anything that you tell them in confidence. And the last question was, does the spiritual discipline of confession hold a regular part of your walk with the Lord? Probably not as much as it should for me. I have bouts where I feel like I need to confess, and that I do, but I think I can probably confess more, and probably should, and even if it's just to my own spouse and her confess to me. So, and I think that concludes this forum. Thank you.